Hey guys, it's Lee with Untapped Potential, back for part 4 of Liliana's story. We've just defeated the Archangel of Tides, and now we're off to find the Raven Man. You return to the ruins of your family's manor. Before long, your skin begins to tingle. You are being watched. Dozens of eyes, raven eyes, and a flurry of black feathers. A flock of birds merges into the shape of the man who tricked you into cursing your own brother. We aren't really happy with him about that, so it's time for a little bit of vengeance. Who is this mysterious Raven Man? I still don't know. There's a lot of speculation, and we've been seeing more of him in the story lately, so I'm sure he'll have a part to play later on. But for right now, let's go ahead and get our vengeance. The Raven Man leads off, and we keep a solid hand with a interesting new land that we hadn't seen before. We are definitely getting stronger as a necromancer. Our opponent opens with an island. We open with a shambling goblin. And we pass the turn back. So our opponent plays another island here. Looks like he's solidly in blue and passes his turn. Because we remember good protocol, we attack first with our creature, only to have it return to our hand with unsummon. So, I'm not going to lie here, that's a waste of a card if you ask me. So now I can play my tap land and replay my goblin. So he used up an entire card from his hand to prevent one whole damage on a card that I could immediately replay. That's just not good value. You want to bounce a bigger creature that'll take more time to stabilize from. So I try to play a crow. It gets essence scattered, so our opponent's on the counterspell plan. Sounds like I'm going to have to say please before I do anything. Still, we managed to stick the goblin to the field. We decide to go ahead and play a second one here to try to draw out some removal, but it doesn't happen. So we do the combat thing again, hitting our opponent, or not. Here's the second unsummon. Hey, guy, remember what I just finished saying? See that previous point. We do, however, instead run out Shambling Ghoul instead. Since now that he had used some of his mana, we figured we were more likely to resolve it. Our opponent's finding plenty of land here, which is more than I can say for us, but we still go ahead and attack, and since our opponent has used several unsummons already, my theory is that he's kind of running out of them. We finally decide to use our land here in order to sink our mana into it and do another quick, unavoidable damage to our opponent. Alright, so here comes our fourth land, so now we can start doing some more fun things. We decide to go ahead and play out our 3-2 here that'll do damage every time a zombie dies, and despite ourselves, we actually resolve it. Our opponent finally finds a black mana, which I suppose was the problem all along. So he's a blue-black person? The plot thickens. We go ahead and attack with the 2-3 in both the 1-1s because if he blocks one of them, our ability will just kill him, but he elects to take the damage. So now, this guy enters the field, and his power and toughness are equal to the number of zombies on the field or in our graveyard, which as you can see, is 6. And here our opponent plays a curious creature. He can pay 2 mana to mill the top card of our library, and his creature gains power equal to the converted mana cost of the discarded card. I attack with everything here, just figuring I can go wide, and so our opponent mills something with a cost of 2, and then something else with a cost of 2, but unfortunately, one of them was a zombie, so our creature gets even stronger. We do have to discard a card here at the end of the turn, and we're just going to throw away the Carrion Crow, making ourselves now an 8-8. We got Rise from the Grave to return stuff. If we draw another swamp, all it'll take is our spell that we can just go ahead and ping the opponent to death with, and we use Gravedigger here just to go ahead and get the Vengeful Dead back so that we can just, kill all our zombies and do damage that way. Our opponent plays Mind Control, stealing our 2-2, and we have a sweet 8-8 right there. I'm not sure what he was thinking on that one. Nevertheless, we find our 6 mana, so Corrupt to the face is enough to end the story of the Raven Man. Kinda anticlimactic, actually, although I'm sure it was mostly mana screw that caused that to happen. Anyway, with your victory at hand, the Raven Man disappears just as he arrived, in a flurry of birds. They scatter in every direction, and you unleash every last bit of dark magic against them. The Raven Man survives. You are spent, and the power you wield begins to take a toll. Well, you don't get something for nothing. Come back next time as we find out what Liliana has to do to maintain control of her powers, and see where her path leads next. This is Lee with Untapped Potential. Thanks for watching.